Hello, everyone. I hope everybody is doing good. Today, I'm going to talk about Chris Rock and what he says about Meghan Markle. So, I'm going to be reading from what I read from the internet. Chris Rock was doing a special, Netflix special. And so, this is a show that he has out 1 year after the slap from the Oscar by Will Smith. So, it was just addressing what happened and how he did not respond when he was slapped at the podium because he says his mama taught him right not to hit a black man in front of white people. So the Academy Award was a white people. I don't think so. I think it was mixed race, black, whites, blue, brown. Everybody was there. So it was the whole world was there because I remember one of my nephew is the one who let me know he was in Africa, telling me that, hey, Chris Rock has been slapped by Will Smith. So it was not just in front of white people. So his mama taught him not to slap not to respond or hit another black man in front of white people. Guess what? He just slap Meghan Markle in front of white people, if you call it that way. Because when you're doing your comedy, you are in the middle of everybody. The world is watching it. The white people are watching it, black people are watching it. It's a mixed race. So it's not just white people. It's everybody's watching. So he was slapped by Will Smith at Academy Award last year. He didn't say anything about it. He didn't respond. And according to how he addressed it yesterday, this March the 6th, he was saying that he didn't respond because his mama taught him right. I guess his mama didn't tell him not to bully. I call it bullying or making fun, make funny stuff or jokes about a black woman in front of the whole world. Given that Meghan Markle has suffered a lot from the royal family, from the media, from everybody. She has suffered a lot. Imagine Chris Rock saying what Meghan was going through, the royal family, whatever going on within the royal family and Meghan Markle was not a racism, that Meghan Markle was showing the victim of racism, but it's not a racism. It was an in-law problem. Guess what, Chris? In-law problem don't come out of the family members and to the whole world to see the way they mistreat this woman, the way they handle Meghan Markle, the way they abuse, the way they abuse this woman. They go to those British newspaper, they make lies about this woman. That's not an in-law problem, because black people, when they marry a white woman or a white man, of course, people are gonna ask, how is the baby gonna look and things like that, because there's a color issue going on there. That's why people want to know, how will the baby look like? Do you understand what I'm saying, Chris? I'm addressing your issue. I'm addressing what you just said about Meghan Markle was crying at Oprah interview that, oh, I didn't know they were racist. Oh, and then you say she should Google the royal family. So Googling about royal family will tell you, Chris, you trying to tell me that Googling a royal family will make you understand if these people are racist or not. No, it will not. Because I cannot just Google you. Let me say I Google Chris Rock. That will not tell me, the Google will not tell me that Chris Rock is racist until I live with the Chris Rock. So when you're saying Meghan she was naive, or she was some kind of a playing victim of racism that I didn't know they were racist, she should have Googled them. Guess what, Chris? Royal family are colonial master, yes. But it doesn't mean that because they are colonial masters, doesn't mean that they were going to discriminate Meghan Markle. That didn't mean that Meghan knew that they were going to discriminate her. because they have not married any black woman or mixed race woman. So there was no way you can tell as outsider getting into inner royal family cycle, understand that they're racist, so they were going to discriminate you. But royal family are racist. They are discriminating Meghan. They're discriminating their own grandchildren, Lilibet and Archie. They're doing that. You can see it. You can see the guy that was writing some article about Meghan Markle. He had a meeting, Christmas party meeting with Camilla, okay? And from the time he got out of that Camilla stuff, whatever meeting with the Christmas, he started writing derogatory, discriminatory, provocative words about this black woman that have never done anything wrong to this royal family. The only wrong that she has done is to marry their son, Prince Harry. And to add to the assault, Chris Rock, you were slapped by Will Smith last year. The whole world felt for you. The whole world felt sorry for you. Even though you didn't come out and talk about it. But I knew that you went through trauma. And for you who went through trauma, come out and say Meghan Markle was playing the racism, the victim. Meghan Markle is not issue, it's not an in-law issue. It's a racism issue, Chris. Imagine this woman that you are calling that was playing a victim of racism. She lost a child because of the stress that they gave her. She lost a child because of the emotional stress that they gave this woman. The trauma, mental trauma. Chris, you got a physical slap. Everybody saw it. The whole world saw the slap. So you got a physical trauma. Guess what? You also got mental trauma, because every time they call about Will Smith, oh, Will Smith slapped Chris. I know you're not gonna run away from that. That trauma that you went through with Will Smith is not gonna come out of you. Even though you say, oh, you wanna move on. If you wanted to move on, you could have not addressed it. If you're saying, you did not go to Oprah Winfrey, guess what? You did not go to Oprah Winfrey. But so many people defended you. So many people talk for you about your slap. Instead of you empathize with this young woman, this Meghan Markle, that has gone through the trauma, you started making funny jokes about her, that her racism that she went through this royal family in-law problem. Really, the fact that this woman contemplated of taking her own life, have a suicidal thought of taking her own life because of the trauma that she went through that family. She went through the media. She went through everything. She contemplated of taking her own life. The fact that this woman, Meghan Markle, lost her own child because of the stress that she went through this royal family. You're calling this is an in-law issue. No, Chris, you're wrong for that. You are supposed to defend Meghan Markle. You went through the victim that being slapped by Will Smith. Physical slap. Meghan went through mental trauma, mental torture, emotional torture. Do you know how emotional torture does to people? So, I'm not happy. If your mama taught you not to slap or fight in front of white people, you did not learn the lesson that your mama taught you about not slapping or fighting in front of white people. Because you just slap Meghan Markle in front of white people. You just slap her in front of the world. You just slap her by making joke of her, by making joke about her in-law. You talking about in-law. A woman lost a baby. On top of that, abuse and racism that she faces. She lost the baby through that. She contemplated of taking her own life. Really? You calling that a victim? Chris, not that a victim. And I hope you can go back and get your own therapy of the slap that you got from Will Smith. Because it seems like you feel like making joke about other people make you feel good. If I was in that podium making joke about Meghan, I could have slapped you too in front of those white people again. Because what you just did yesterday, Chris, I didn't appreciate it. I don't know what other people think about it. Don't sit down and talk about a black woman instead of defending her, given that she went through a lot. This woman went through a lot. Meghan Markle went through a lot. So don't sit about there and saying that, oh, she was a victim. She was not a victim. You know, some people, everybody is becoming a victim, and then you start making a joke about Meghan Markle that she was not going through the racism. She's not going through the racism, but she's going through in-law problem. That's not an in-law problem, Chris. I think your mama should have taught you right not to slap black woman in front of white people, because you just did one. And I hope you take your own therapy. And the reason that you're talking about you are a victim of slap, Meghan is a victim of harassment. People like you that go to the podium and making money by making fun of other people. She's a victim because of people like you sitting out there instead of defending someone, defending a black woman that going through racism in a white family, in a white colonial family. You are telling her that she should have known better and go and Google. How are you going to Google someone's racism behavior? How are you going to Google that? It's like telling a woman that you need to Google about the men you're married to because they might be a cheater. How are you going to know they're a cheater unless you see or you live with them? How are you going to know that, Chris? So please, Chris, I know you make joke for life. You make fun of people for life, for living. But please, just be sensitive when you're talking about other people. People like Meghan Markle that went through a lot of stress, a lot of trauma, a lot of point of losing her own child and almost killing herself, taking her own life. Please don't sit down and make money, make fun of people so you can make money. People can laugh. That's not funny, Chris. It is not funny. Go back and get your own therapy. And Meghan Markle did not cry in Oprah interview. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry did not cry in Oprah interview. You know what they did? They talk about their experience. Because remember, talking is a part of healing. It's a therapy. You can ask any psychological doctor. They will tell you. Talking. You vocalize what you're going through. That's how you heal. And you yourself, you just talk about it. You say that you didn't go to Oprah interview, but you were in your own Netflix show. You talk about the slap from Will Smith. If you were already move on, you could have not talked about it, but you did. Because you want to get it out of your chest. You want to feel healed. You want to feel free. And the same thing Meghan Markle and Prince Harry did. They talk about the experience. They talk about, instead of sitting down and dying inside, it's good to talk about it. And I applaud them for that. And I'm thankful that they came out and talk about it and also help other people heal. People like me or like someone else going through a lot. They heal through someone experience. So thank you very much. You don't talk about my sister. You don't talk about my black sister. And you don't get away with it. Success Squad. Hey girls, let's defend our sister Meghan Markle.